In the small town of Moulton, Texas, population 912, the local judge was supposed to be the face of justice. Justice of the Peace Travis Mitchell Hill presided over Precinct 2 in Lavaca County, handling misdemeanor cases, setting bail, and issuing warrants. But behind the bench, there was a darker story unfolding. Hill wasn't just a judge, he was also a practicing criminal defense attorney in the very same county. That means the man setting bail for defendants could also be sitting next to them as their lawyer the very next day. The same person deciding who goes free and who stays locked up was also building relationships with the accused on the other side of the courtroom. In any other profession, this would be called a conflict of interest. In Lavaca County, they called it Tuesday. Elected by the people of Moulton in 2022, entrusted to uphold the law, Hill instead became exactly what he was supposed to protect people from. On July 11, the Texas Rangers, led by Ranger James Sears, arrested Hill after investigating multiple allegations against him. The charges were devastating. 3 felonies: compelling prostitution, a first-degree felony; sexual assault, a second-degree felony; and solicitation of prostitution, state jail felony. The same man who sat in judgment of others, who decided their fates, who weighed their freedom against their crimes, was now behind bars himself. Booking number 14514. The conflict was so glaring that the Lavaca County Attorney's Office formally recused itself from the case. They couldn't touch it. The entire local justice system had to step aside because one of their own was the accused. The case was handed over to the Texas Attorney General's office. But here's where it gets worse. Hill was released from the Fayette County Jail on July 12th after posting bond. A magistrate issued emergency protective orders. He was ordered to report for fitting of a court-ordered GPS ankle monitor, the kind of device that tracks your every movement, the kind of condition Hill himself probably imposed on defendants during his time on the bench. He never showed up. A judge who spent his career enforcing court orders violated his own. A warrant was reissued for bond violation, and the manhunt began. The US Marshals tracked Hill to Gonzales County, about 30 miles from his own courtroom. When they attempted to take him into custody Thursday night, Hill fatally shot himself. His second encounter with law enforcement in less than a week, and this time he made sure it was his last. The Texas Rangers and the Lavaca County Sheriff's Office, under Lavaca County Sheriff Stephen Greenwell, continue to investigate. But the questions they're asking now are the ones that should have been asked long ago. How many defendants appeared before Judge Hill, not knowing the man holding their future in his hands was allegedly committing crimes far worse than anything they were accused of? How many times did someone sit in his courtroom waiting for justice while the judge himself was the predator they needed protection from? His office in Moulton is now closed. The county website reads, "Temporarily closed until further notice." That's bureaucrat speak for the judge killed himself while running from the law. And in a county where the official website boasts of a charming blend of small-town life and rich history, nobody in that close-knit community said a word. Czech and German heritage, cattle ranching, rolling hills, and a justice of the peace preying on the very people he swore to protect. Justice of the peace positions in Texas don't even require a law degree. But Hill had one. He was educated, experienced, and he used that position of power not to serve justice, but to exploit it. The fox guarding the hen house and the people of Lavaca County handed him the keys. Travis Hill will never face a jury. He will never hear a verdict. He took the easy way out, leaving behind nothing but questions and victims who will never get their day in court. But Hill isn't alone. In just the past few weeks, a disturbing pattern has emerged. James Gosnell Jr., a former magistrate in Charleston County, South Carolina, pleaded guilty to possessing and distributing child sexual abuse material. He faces up to 40 years. Kevin Christensen, a former Justice Court judge in Box Elder County, Utah, was sentenced to up to 15 years for sexually enticing minors online. Marvin Douglas Rotenberry, a municipal court judge in Galveston County, Texas, was arrested for aggravated sexual assault of a child. 4 judges, all sexual crimes, all using the authority of the bench to exploit the vulnerable. This is not one bad apple. This is a pattern of power without accountability, of robes used as shields, of trust weaponized against the people who needed it most. In small towns and big cities alike, somebody had to know something, and nobody said a word until it was too late.